Now, the Gertrude Stein, of course, brings us to the more commercial side, okay? Because for the most part, the prints that he produced were not art in the best modern sense, for the most part. And I say for the most part, I'm not entirely true of all of them, but so much of the prints that he produced were purely for the market, were purely for commerce, for purely commercial reasons, were to appeal to an audience, were to pander to an audience, in fact. One of them, of course, is the 10 portraits of Jews of the 20th century, which we have the entire set here. This was suggested by a New York dealer, Ronald Eldman, who came up with the names. Warhol didn't know half of these people. He knew the Marx Brothers, okay? But many of these people he did not know. And the purpose of these works was simply to sell prints. That's the only purpose, okay? Critics at the time were horrified by it, and it was one of the reasons that Warhol's reputation in the 1970s and 80s really slipped, because so much of the work that he produced was of quite obviously and clearly of a purely commercial, just simply for the money. Critics called it Jewploitation, okay? This is a market. We're meant, of course, to appeal to Jews. You buy the entire set, or you pick out your favorite Jew, right? Gertrude Stein, my favorite Jew. Okay. And again, what we see here is a portrait. It is a portrait. But it's not a portrait in the way that Picasso's Gertrude Stein is a portrait. It's not a portrait that gives us understanding of who and what Gertrude Stein was. I mean, Picasso gives us a man, yeah, sorry, that's a slip. Gives us a woman of enormous strength and focus and power, gives us a powerful figure. And what Warhol has done is he simply put a decorative veneer over a recognizable face. That's all he's done. He's chosen this face because you will recognize it, okay? Recognizable. And he's made it attractive. Why? So that you will buy it and put it on your wall. So it's a work that is meant to be your Gertrude Stein, okay? One of the things that I've said about him, and one of the most interesting things about him is in many ways, even in the 1960s, he gives people open signs. And he understood very well that the meaning of art will always reside not in the artwork, but in your brain, okay? In the way that artwork reaches you and what's in your mind, okay? And he understood that's always the way it is, and he played into that, okay? And so what we have here again is your Gertrude Stein. This is recognizable face that you can hang on the wall. It's a collector portrait. It's a collector portrait. It's for somebody who is interested in this subject.